Well, for more on fashion during the Chinese Lunar New Year, I spoke with Andrew Zhao. He's a professor at the University of Louisville in Kentucky. He's also the author of The Chinese Fashion Industry. I began by asking him how brands attract Chinese consumers.
I think in terms of what they're doing, they're producing these zodiac themed, this year's monkey themed products. I think it's really a good thing that they did. I think it's, no matter how successful they are or how unsuccessful they are, I think it's a right thing that they're doing this. Partly because I think this is a way for them to engage Chinese consumers.
Now, we're seeing a lot of Western brands get on the bandwagon when it comes to the festival and trying to woo Chinese consumers. What about Chinese brands? How can they tap into making this a success outside of China?
The Chinese brands, in fact, are not doing it so much in terms of the monkey-themed or zodiac-themed products. One brand I know very well is called Zuk. It's a Shanghainese designer brand. They started about 4 or 5 years ago, and what they did, they believe was very successful. They started in the Year of Snake, have these prints and, related to this popular TV series at the time. So, and the chief designer didn't tell me that the sales figures, but he loved it. Partly because they got so much exposure, and a lot of people learn about their brands through such activities, even though it may not have contributed to their financial bottom line.
There was a lot of excitement for brands this year, and every year we're seeing more and more brands get on board. If you had to give advice to a brand that perhaps wants to take advantage in the future years, what would you say?
Well, especially in the current environment of weak retail for the Chinese consumers in general, luxury brands' sales are dropping. So for them, the key markets they need to break into, and as also Chinese economy become more mature, that they need to tap into the middle-class consumers by creating fashion accessories that appear to be catering to Chinese consumers. Is a good way to engage them, and a relatively inexpensive way to engage middle-class Chinese consumers.